Bill Spry, owner of Class X Radio, 88.9 FM in Ohio, started his own radio station in 2006. They play classic rock and have volunteers who operate the station.
88.9 Class X and ClassXRadio.com. Alex O'Brien with you here. 10 minutes past the top of the hour. 28 degrees in the tri-state.
Bill wants to expand coverage by adding a transmission tower here in Gallatin County and has purchased land in Mars Place off of Highway 16. But before he purchased the land, he wanted to know what all he needed to do to be able to put a tower in this location.
I made a phone call to the city or the county and I asked them who we would talk to, and they said Denny French. So we contacted Denny French and I said, Denny, this is what I want to do. I told him the story about the radio station and that we wanted to build a tower. And what do we need to do? I said, I found a piece of land I'd like to buy. What do we need to do? He said, well, you'll have to apply for a zone change.
Bill went to the next planning and zoning meeting and presented the ideal to the board, but the zoning change was turned down. However, they did agree to allow the tower to be built. Bill then purchased the land to erect the tower, and groundbreaking began.
Denny French dug the hole for us, and we had a construction company up in Hamilton that did some of the concrete work.
Everything was looking good for Bill Spry, but then the trouble began.
We were halfway done with the project and I got a call from Denny French who said, Bill, we've got a problem. And I said, okay, what's that? And he said, apparently there's deed restrictions on your property. It's single family dwelling only, and a group of the residents have gotten together and are complaining to us, and we've had a meeting here and you've got to stop construction or we're going to get not a restraining order, what do they call that? An injunction against you.
Bill Spry purchased the land from Stephen Powell and was never told that there was deed restrictions on that property.
We did everything that we knew we were supposed to do. We thought we were 100% legal. I would have never bought the land. I would have never broke ground or anything had I known that there were deed restrictions on this property. And we felt that we were kind of misled.
Not only did Bill feel misled from Stephen, but he also felt misled from the zoning commissioner, Denny French.
Apparently had known there were, at least I've been told, had known that there were deed restrictions because he's done a lot of work back in that community.
We called up with Denny French and asked him if he knew about the deed restrictions.
There are deed restrictions and the county does not enforce those.
Okay. Oh, they don't enforce them?
No.
Okay. Who's in charge of the one at Mars Place? Is there a deed restriction on Mars Place?
You'd have to check with the county clerk's office, but yes, it should be recorded, I think.
Okay. Did the zoning commission say that they could put that tower up there? But it wasn't a zoning change. They just said they could put it up there?
That's correct.
And then it was stopped because of a deed restriction?
I'm assuming. I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever done any work back there that where a deed restriction would have come up or anything?
I've done a lot of work in Mars Place.
And never had to deal with deeds or anything of that sort?
No.
Okay.
So you basically paid the deputy judge executive, who is also the planning and zoning commissioner, that approved your building permit, money to come up and work on your lot.
Right.
You paid him, and then in turn he turned around and shut you down. Called you and
Yeah,
said, we got a problem.
same guy shut me down. Right.
They shut you down after you've done paid him to do work.
Right.
According to Bill Spry, during the construction of the radio tower, someone allegedly drove a bobcat through a neighbor's yard.
And next thing I knew, I was being served by the county sheriff here that we're up on felony charges, me personally, for something I didn't do. We don't know who did it. And who could file, how can criminal charges be filed unless there's evidence? I've talked to a number of people, attorneys included, that are like scratching their heads how that could even been filed. We ended up, settling with the neighbor there, and I had it fixed for him, and he seems to be happy at this point. So the case has been dismissed.
So what's going to happen to the radio station since the construction has halted? Bill Spry is out almost $30,000, but hasn't given up on trying to find a new location.
We're looking around for another place to put a tower. We're asking landowners in the Verona area, Napoleon, Concord areas, that if you've got a piece of land that you're interested in selling, and for about an acre of it, that would be on high elevation, high ground, to call us, and you can reach me at 513-887-0590, and we can talk about it. Another option would possibly be if you didn't want to sell your land, that we might be interested in buying an easement.
We will keep you updated on this story as it develops. I'm John Cain for GC Video News.